Kia ora, New Zealand Real Estate Conference. How are we doing? Doing well. It's great to be here in New Zealand amongst so many passionate professionals. Have you learned a lot? I feel like I've learned heaps, and all the speakers, I just want to say, guys, these guys might not be as famous as we might want, but they have taught so much information today. And I just want to say a big round of applause to the promoters for the first event here. It's fantastic to be at the New Zealand Real Estate Conference, so give it up for those guys. Now look, I'm here to talk about something that you might have heard of. It's called AI, and I know that it's kind of the cool kid on the block. Everyone's figuring out how do you use this in your business, and what I'm going to try to do is unlock how you can use it to basically streamline what it is that you do. AI is not here to steal your jobs. I know there's a lot of fear and a lot of people being scared about AI. How is this going to change the industry for real estate and pretty much everything that we know and love? But I think that if we look at AI, it's really there to help us in terms of doing away with the busy work, getting rid of the things that we don't necessarily want to do, and we're able to give that to an AI assistant that can help us in our businesses. The way that I reframe it, guys, is think of it like an AI employee. You need to train them, you need to give them the right tools and the right information, you need to teach them how to do a good job. So, before we go at the future, I want to look at the past. And here's a story that I think is quite a fun one. You can be the judge. So, in the end of the 19th century, the biggest problem that people were facing in big cities like New York and London, I don't know if anybody could take a guess, but with 100,000 working horses in the city, the biggest problem they were facing was big piles of horse manure. And they were trying to figure out, how do we deal with this problem? Do we regulate it? Do we say you're only allowed to bring your horse in on Tuesdays? Or do we, tax everyone who's bringing in a horse, and we have to pay people to clean this up? Little did they know, there was a gentleman by the name of Henry Ford who was working on this problem and came out with the Model T car. In less than 10 years, horses were starting to disappear. But before that Henry Ford came into the market, people were thinking that the cities were going to be overrun. There was a newspaper that wrote saying that within 50 years, New York City is going to be piled high with mountains of horse turd. And people were worried about this, legitimately, how are we going to deal with this terrible crisis? It was known as the horse manure crisis of 1894. So the Model T came out in 1903. By 1912, there was 200,000 cars on the road in New York City alone, and horses disappeared. Now, I'm not saying that you guys are the horses. Heaven forbid, we need real estate agents. We need people who are going to be able to sell property. But what are we going to do with all the crap that you guys don't want to do? This is what we're going to talk about today. So I think that most of us, if you're working for yourself or you're working in a team, have a whole bunch of responsibilities. You have tasks that pile up, a to-do list that's never ending. It is hard running a business. You have to sell yourself, you have to be on social media, you have to be on your device 24/7. You're literally doing so many things that 20 years ago, you didn't have to worry about half this stuff. And it's really not saying that AI is coming in to save the day, but it can get rid of the pile of horse crap that you guys are dealing with every day and make it a little bit smaller. And hopefully over time, over the next 10 years, 20 years, might be sooner, I don't know. But we're going to see that pile of horse manure disappear from your lives. I'm hoping. So it's an exciting time to be alive, and it's a very exciting time to be in real estate because you have AI assistants to come and join your dream team and help you in making your lives easier. Now, I think that admin work I'm hoping there's nobody out there who loves admin work, but it's boring, it's repetitive, it is one of those things that I don't think anybody really loves doing. When you have 100 notifications on Facebook and you know that you need to reply to comments, you need to get back to people, and there's all these potential leads, prospects that you might be missing out on, you kind of feel like sometimes this pile of manure is 2 stories high, right? And you want to get help getting through that work. And this is where AI can really step in. AI is there for us to be able to free up you and your team to do the work that you're meant to do. That's building relationships and closing deals. You don't want to be wasting your time with work that basically anybody could do, right? You want to have an AI assistant or somebody who can reply to those messages, message people back on Facebook or Instagram, or reply to emails and text messages. And this is where AI can fill the gap. Now, I should probably introduce myself. I realize that I haven't really done that. My name's Kyle. I run AI Real Estate, which is launching in New Zealand. I am from New Zealand, believe it or not, but I was born in Canada. I just have a funny kind of hybrid accent. I like to joke with people that I'm a mutt breed. I don't really know where I belong anymore, but New Zealand is home to me. And I've been running a successful digital marketing agency for the last 10 years. When AI started in 2022, it was kind of like seeing the writing on the wall. I saw my job being challenged, just like I imagine a lot of you are feeling, going, well, where is AI going to come into the picture? Is it going to, replace me in the future? And it's a scary thing to kind of contemplate. At our peak, we had 13 staff, over 80 clients, and managing people is probably the hardest part of running a business. If you have a team, you know what I mean. People are great, but they need time off. They need to be motivated. They need to be managed. You need to hire well. You need to do interviews, and it's a lot of work. What I found was that I got to a point where I was just managing people, and I wasn't doing the stuff that I actually love doing, which is working with clients, talking about strategy, and getting excited about things. If you can't tell, I'm a very excitable person. I love to actually talk to people and kind of go, what are your goals? Where are you wanting to take the business? And how can we help you get there? That's something that I really enjoy doing. Managing people's fun, if you get the right people, but it is a lot of work, and it's only getting harder. I think the big thing that I would say is that right now, we're kind of going through a bit of a crisis. New Zealand, there was a study that came out in 2023 where 90% of businesses surveyed said they were struggling to find good staff. And I think we can all kind of relate. Like, if you've got good people, good for you. You want to hold on to those people the best you can, right? Because they are the people who run your business. They're the ones who are closing deals. And they're the people that you want to make sure are not bored by doing dumb work, the big pile of horseshit, for lack of a better term. I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear, but hopefully it's okay. So this is the thing that we want to be looking at, right? We want to be looking at how do we get rid of the work that nobody wants to do so that your people are freed up to do what they do best. We don't want them bored, hating their jobs because they're having to do Facebook comments, they're having to reply to messages, they're answering the same questions over and over again. It's a bit tedious, let's be honest. So this is where I think that AI can really help us. Right now, the big 5 tech companies are the AI gurus. They're the big players in the industry. We've got Google, which is everywhere. They basically control the internet. 93% of the internet's run by Google, I'm sure. Facebook as well are one of the biggest AI pushers. They have an open source model called Llama 3.1. And Microsoft is one of the biggest investors of ChatGPT. So you can see that these guys are making some serious moves in releasing AI. So all of your products, anything that you use online, you're probably seeing AI pop up, and they're kind of going, hey, you got AI here, it's in your Messenger, it's in WhatsApp, it's everywhere now. So you're going to see this more and more, and it's going to get scary good. We're actually testing right now in AI real estate, AI callers, and they are amazingly good. Like, it's hard to tell that they're not human. And it's great, but it's also bloody scary. But I think for us, we want to know, how does this affect real estate? And it's a good question. I think the big thing here is that you need to think of AI not as a tool and not as like a software platform that's sitting in the background of your business, but look at it as an AI employee. How would you onboard a new staff member? You need to think of this in terms of an employee who has job responsibilities, has a clear job description, even has a name. Diego was presenting earlier. We've been helping him set up Lucy, which is pretty cool. And Lucy is his, executive assistant, somebody who replies back to messages, helps answer questions about properties, and helps with the customer service side of the business. And it's not just customer service. What you can use this for is basically endless. You choose what it can do for you. If you think of your business like a factory, it's a good analogy, you can see AI as a factory robot. You train them up, you give them a particular set of duties that you want it to do in your business workflow, and it's going to perform for you. It's going to chug along 24/7 without needing breaks, without needing to go on holiday or leave to another firm. Like, they are there working for you until you want to decommission the robot, I guess. And that's a huge part of AI. So training AI is all about giving them a name, having a clear job description, and providing access to the channels that you want it to work on. We do a lot of text marketing, so SMS. We provide the AI assistant with a phone number. We provide it with a name. We provide it with information about your business and your listings. And if people are responding back to outreach texts, it knows how to talk to that person. We had a really eerie text where somebody had said, "I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you, Lucy. In this example, my wife died recently, and I've just been inundated, with everything there. And, even for a human, that's a hard one to deal with." And Lucy was able to respond back, "Condolences, I'm so sorry for your loss, sending you thoughts to your family." Handled it in an incredible way where it just made me go, wow, this is unreal. The level of empathy is pretty staggering. And AI can do that and actually help you at building good human relationships, which, again, is pretty scary, but at the same time, you want that from your employees. You want them to have empathy and be responsive to each text that comes through and do that in a way that's, for lack of a better word, human. Now, the roles that you can use this for, the first one is kind of obvious, but customer service. If you have AI that's able to respond back to emails, text messages, even help with maybe WhatsApp, phone calls, and they're able to answer questions about listings, tell people when open homes are, able to provide information about your business, that's time that you have back to be calling your vendors, talking to clients, and working on opportunities, building up those relationships. You don't want to have your day taken up by 2-3 hours of replying to emails. It's just not a good use of your time. You want to be talking to people and building human relationships. Another role that you can use this for is a sales assistant. I'm going to talk to you a little bit later about how you can implement this and an exact step of how you can do this for yourselves, so stay tuned for that. But essentially, with sales assistants, you can have AI being pushed out to your entire database, 10,000, 20,000 people like that, and then it starts a conversation. "Oh, are you looking to buy or sell anytime in the future? Great. Where are you based? How many bedrooms? Tell us a bit more about the house. Would you like to speak to someone?" And then it's booking in an appointment with your real estate team. It's pretty cool, right? Like, that's what we all would dream of. So you can build your dream team with AI assistants to help you with getting more stock, which right now would be a nice thing for probably most real estate agents. So AI can help you with these types of things, and it's pretty cool what it can do. The last one, which it's funny, the presenters before were talking about social media. I know it's something that we all need to do more of, but the last thing we want to do is post heaps of videos and then have to be bogged down with replying to comments on our videos or trying to reply back to people on Facebook or Instagram. This is a great place for your AI assistant to step in and be able to help you in terms of replying back to comments. And if they seem interested, seems like a good person to follow up with, can even send a DM and say, "Hey, just checking in. Were you wanting to maybe talk to one of the real estate agents in our team?" Can totally set up a meeting. Like, that's possible right now in the world of AI. And if you think about all of the comments that you get, well, I don't know. If you're posting every day, you're probably getting a lot more comments than people who are posting once a month. But if you are getting a lot of comments, this means that these are opportunities in your business. These are people who want to work with you, are engaged, they're liking what you're saying. And if they are looking to sell, they're looking to buy, you're the person that they probably want to speak to. So every single opportunity counts. And when you're busy out there doing what you do, these are kind of the things that you don't have time for, the pile of horse manure that we're trying to get rid of, right? So that's social media management that AI can help you with pretty much right now. The way that you're going to succeed with AI assistants and training these up in your team is just like human employees. You need to give them clear goals. You need to give them clear responsibilities. I'm going to talk to you exactly how you do this, but you want to give them a job description. You want to tell them, this is your name, this is the company you work for, this is what you are doing in my business, and this is how I want you to respond. It's essentially like telling anyone, like you wouldn't just hire somebody off the street, put them on the phones and be like, Good on you. See how you go? You want those people to know what's the tone of voice, right? How do you answer the phone? Here's a script that we want you to follow. So it's the same thing for AI. And that's essentially how it works for each different roles. Now, here are some AI platforms that you could literally sign up to right now, and you can start implementing this in your business. The first one that I recommend is a tool called High Level. Now, High Level allows you to build custom workflows in your business, and you can link up ChatGPT and other AI models to reply to text messages, Facebook, Instagram, and even text messages in your business. So that's a really cool tool. I think it's about $300 a month US, but it's a really good one. And I think that it does require a bit of tinkering, but if you get there, it can be a really fantastic tool in your business to help you in automating a lot of these messages and emails and inquiries. The next one is a tool called make.com. So this, again, you can connect to your emails, you can connect it to different channels in your business and have AI generate responses and send that back. And the last one, drum roll please, it's AI Real Estate. Wow, look at that. So AI Real Estate can help you in setting up AI assistants that you get trained up, and these can help you with the sales, with the social media management, and help you with customer service as well. Now, I know I'm going very high level, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to bring that on how we actually do this. The first step is we'll plan out what is the role that you're wanting to bring AI into your business to serve. Is it customer service? Is it sales? Is it social media? Maybe it's all three. If you want to do all three, then we need to create the names for these people. It could be Lucy. She could be an amazing dream team superstar. She's doing everything for you. Fantastic. But Lucy, we need to make sure that she's got a script on how to do that for customer service, how she does that for outbound sales, and then how she does it for social media. Because you don't want a 500-word response on every Facebook post. That would be ridiculous. So you need to contextualize it based on exactly where Lucy's going to be working and where she's going to be replying back to your prospects and to your audience. The next thing is you'll do some internal training. You're going to train Lucy up with your website, with your property listings. If you have any documents that you use for internal training, you can upload this and provide it to Lucy as well. And she's going to learn about your business and where your properties are, all the details that you would want her to have recited to memory. And the best thing about AI is they don't forget very, very easily. They generally are pretty good at remembering all these information. So we call this a wiki, just like Wikipedia. It's basically a private wiki page for your business. And when you're asking questions, you're testing Lucy's knowledge to understand, is she getting this right? Because if you guys have used ChatGPT, you'll know that it can hallucinate and get some pretty crazy answers. So you really want to make sure that you are testing this out thoroughly and you are correcting Lucy on the wrong answers. Whenever you get an answer that you're kind of like, Lucy, the way I want you to reply is this, you can actually, in the system, mark that and reply back, this is how you should be saying that. It's just like an employee, right? Like we all have different ways we talk. And if you're kind of like, look, mate, you can't swear on the phones. I'd really appreciate it if you just took it down a bit. That's probably a good way to train up your staff. Now, once Lucy has graduated from the internal training, that's when you can start doing some customer testing. The way that we do this is generally we do 20 text messages at a time, and every response that Lucy makes goes to you first, and you have to approve it. If it's good, great. You click approved. Good job, Lucy. If it's not so good, you reply back and you say, Lucy, you're still getting this wrong. I need you to get it right. Here's the response. And she learns from that and then sends your response to the customer. So you're still in that kind of training period. It might take a couple of days, depends on how many messages you're sending, maybe a couple of weeks, until you're 100% happy with what Lucy's saying and how she's saying it. But once you get there, she's graduated and she's able to automatically take these responsibilities for you. The coolest thing is, or at least I think it's cool, I'm a bit of a geek, is that everything's transcribed. Everything's recorded, so you have a system that you can see every single conversation that's been had, how it's been said, and you can jump in there and start messaging as well, if you want to. So you can be a bit of a micromanager. If you're like me, sometimes you want to jump in there and just be like, Lucy, I'm taking over. And you want to jump in there and have a bit of a chat. It's just like an employee as well. The important part is you want to do monthly reviews. You don't just want to leave somebody to do their thing forever. It's an important thing to look back and kind of go, how many messages are being sent? What's the conversion rate? How many appointments are being booked? What are the important KPIs for Lucy so that you know she's doing a good job? So this is how we train AI assistants, and it's something that you can literally do yourselves. I think, I'm a bit of an expert on this topic, but I do think it's fairly achievable for people to do. You could probably watch a few YouTube videos, and you might be up here next year presenting on AI yourself. Who knows? For us, this is an AI sales workflow that I think really works. And for you guys, it's yours to take and use on your own. What we do is we do a text outreach to your database. So let's say you have 20,000 people in your database who are prospects, you're looking for more stock. You would send them a text just like Diego showed you this morning. It'd be like, hey, just checking in, seeing how you're going, looking to see if you're interested in buying or selling anytime in the future. If they respond, it's Lucy who will go through and qualify that person. So essentially asking more follow-up questions to make sure that they are the right fit for you, and getting a bit more of an understanding of where they're at in the selling journey. Are they looking to sell in the next 6 months, or they're just wanting to get a price on their property? Once AI's qualified that, and Lucy's gone through it, we're testing out AI callers that can follow up and book in appointments with them. So imagine if you were getting a text from Diego, and it was Lucy, and Lucy was just asking you these questions. You say, yeah, you know what? I would like a market appraisal. I'd like to know what my house is worth. I'm thinking about selling, not too sure. Suddenly you get a call, and it's Lucy on the phone. And she's like, hey, great to know that you're interested. I'm just wanting to ask a few more questions. Let's just go through whereabouts is your property? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? When are you looking to sell? What's the reason for selling? It's asking all those questions. The call's recorded. The transcript is in your system. And the last thing is Lucy goes, great, sounds like you could work with our team. How about I book in an appointment with Diego? What time are you available? That's what AI can do for your business. So if you're able to have more booked appointments directly into your calendar, and you're not having to do cold calling, prospecting, texting, all of these things, this is where AI can be a real game changer for your industry, for your business. And obviously, email confirmations are the last thing that go through on that sales flow. So I hope, guys, that this has been helpful in terms of understanding a bit more about AI in your business. Remember, what we're trying to do is get rid of the big pile of horseshit in your business, and we're trying to minimize that through hiring the dream team, which is your AI employee. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.